What's up, YouTube? Card Currency back. Little video. Dropped my pen, sorry. I got some notes. Anyway, I want to talk about this upcoming draft. Basically everywhere that I've heard, whether it be YouTube channels or like blogs, especially around cards, everyone's saying how next year's draft is, going to be a step back, and do you think card prices will drop? The hype's not there for next year's draft, which, to be honest, I'll tell you right now, I hope it stays like that for my benefit. So I'm making this to just say I completely disagree with that notion, completely. And I actually kind of find it interesting that a lot of people that I listen to or watch and see who are not about the hype, about buying into the hype, however, they don't think next year's draft will be as good as this year's draft. And to me, that notion is built strictly on hype, just because next year's draft isn't getting hype. But this year isn't normal. So there's more important things to be being spoken about right now and talked about on a big scale that I think that's playing a role in why it's not getting a hype. And so I just have a few things here on as to why I think next year will be as good, if not better, of a draft when it comes to skill and actual basketball talent. Not to mention, this year's draft was, like we said, hype. Truth be told, let's be honest. Luka is still hype. Is his talent hype? Absolutely not. Is buying into him and investing in him hype at this point and speculation? Yes. He's been in the league 2 years. If hypothetically he blew his ankle out game one, broke his leg, never played again, it got you nowhere. So, and a lot of these players, the biggest hyped player coming into this year only played 19 regular games. So, anyway, going based off of that, sorry, the two most hyped players of this draft, obviously, were Ja and Zion. Now, I might seem a little all over the place, but I promise I'll get my points across. I just threw this together. Ja and Zion, the two most hyped players of this past draft. People are saying the players in this upcoming draft aren't as good. There's not as much hype. I'm going to say this. Not sure if you guys have heard these names. If you have, then I feel like you should know. If you haven't, I would say go look into these dudes. Okay? I'm going to say this. As a GM, as a fan, I'm not a GM. I'm saying if I was a GM, and as a fan, and as someone who's watched basketball for 30 years, and as someone who's played basketball, high school, college, whatever, I would take Obi Toppin over Zion Williamson. Obi Toppin this year averaged 22 assists, which that's not his role, 7.5 rebounds in his sophomore season at Dayton. He won the Wooden Award this year, the Naismith Award this year. He was the A10 Rookie of the Year last year. Sorry, not this past year, in 2018. 2019, this past year, he was the A10 Player of the Year. He was this past year's College AP Player of the Year. Obi Toppin is 6'9", 220, jumps out of the gym, has a very good mid-range shot, shoots, I believe, 77% from the line, will get you rebounds, will run the floor. He reminds me very much of Amari Stoudemire. So with that being said, my point is I personally would take him on my team over Zion. So my point in saying that is that I think that there are players in that. What? No. Oh, this one. Sorry, guys. My daughter needs something. All right, go. No. Go. Ow. Okay. Sorry. So, point I'm trying to make with that point is that I'm not going to edit that out. I don't do editing. that I think there is potential in next year's draft. So I'm making this, I guess, to give you a heads up and to just go against the misconception on how next year's draft is not good. So now let's get to Ja Morant. Ja Morant, very good player. Amazing player. Could end up being the best rookie out of this past class. Mind you, there are other rookies in this past class who may end up being the best one. I mean, there are already rookies showing out in the playoffs right now that are, they might have some very long, good careers that nobody thought they were going to be the ones that lasted. Anyway, Ja Morant at Murray State, in his career there, averaged 19 points, 8.2 assists, and six rebounds. So he played there for 2 seasons. Great player. We saw what he did in the NBA this year. He proved his talent. However, there is a however. If we're going to talk about this upcoming draft's talent and skill compared to last year's talent and skill, you look at Ja Morant, okay? Now you look at 2 point guards coming in this year. Anthony Edwards out of Georgia, okay? Ja Morant, by the way, is 6'3", 175. Okay, might have put on 10 pounds of muscle, so 185. Let's give him. Okay, Anthony Edwards, 6'5", 225, averaged 19, 3 assists, 5 rebounds in his one freshman year at Georgia. Now, I want to clearly state this. On a night-in, night-out basis, Georgia is playing much more talent than Murray State. Okay? As is LaMelo Ball in a professional league in Australia, where he averaged 17 points, 7 assists, 7.5 rebounds, and won Rookie of the Year for that league. Against professionals, not against dudes who, let's be real. Like, how many professionals did Ja Morant play in his day-in, day-out schedule? None. Maybe some foreign professionals, kids that went overseas, okay? So, LaMelo's 6'7", 180. Shoots, can pass. Now let's move on to the top 3 guys projected are Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and James Wiseman. 7'1" center. He only got to play 3 games at Memphis due to, I'm not even going to get into that. But in his 3 games, he averaged 20 and 11. He shoots the 3. He runs the floor. Super athletic. Can handle the ball. Lefty, 7'1", speaks for itself. The new age center. Okay. Now, those 4 guys, Anthony Edwards, Obi Toppin, LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, talent-wise, are as good, if not better, than any player who got drafted this year. Do not let people fool you. Please do not let people fool you. Okay? Outside of those guys, there are 2 other guys, international. Okay, and I want to make a point on this real quick. The international guys get burnt because the American fans know nothing about them because we haven't been watching them. And every time they get drafted, people are like, boo. People have no idea who they are. Luka got drafted. People had no idea. Look at what Luka's doing. Okay? So I just think they get a bad rap due to the majority of fans over here where the draft is just don't know who they are. However, there are 2 international players projected to go top 10. One is a 6'5" point guard, 195 pounds, out of France, lefty, Killian Hayes. Okay, I know nothing about him. However, I do know that over the last 10 years, a majority of the international players that come here from other leagues internationally come here and transition very well. They've been playing ball against professional talent, professional grade training, professional grade coaching for a few years now. Okay, they are more in depth in the game than our Division I basketball players are. All right, I know nothing about the kid, so I'm not going to project on him. All I'm going to say is he's also projected in the top 10, and we don't know anything about him. So we can't just write them off as not good talent. Okay, the other guy, Denny, I don't know how to say his last name, Avdija, he's from Israel, 6'9", 210, small forward. Again, don't know anything about him. Cole Anthony, not sure if you guys have heard his name. He's also a great point guard. coming out of North Carolina. He was hurt this past college season, but when he played, he played. Now, I do want to put you guys onto this. And this might actually become relevant in cards. Not sure if you guys know the name Chris Brickley. If not, I suggest and recommend that you look him up, that you watch his story. It's just a great story. Great American story, great basketball story, great story of determination and dedication. So I say that to say that he is basically the go-to trainer now for these NBA players in their off seasons and college players going into the draft. Okay. Every single player I've seen him personally work with this past year, this past NBA season, dramatically lifted their game. Okay, you can go on his Instagram page. You can see the guys he's worked with this past year, and then you can go look at their season this year. All right. All the guys that he came out and spoke about, he was talking about Carmelo and talking about how he believed in Carmelo and how Carmelo deserved to be back in the league months before he was back in the league, and then he got picked up by the Blazers, and look how he played. He was out strictly working with Chris Brickley. The point I'm making with all that related to Cole Anthony is that's who Cole Anthony has been working with. Okay? Chris Brickley gets results. I don't know what it is. His training's just great. He gets results, though. Okay? And the other thing is every player that he has come out and said, watch out for this guy. Okay, A, he's going to know more than anyone because he's the one working with them in and out on the day-to-day basis. But B, every single one of them performed well. So, take it for what it is. I'm kind of hoping that a lot of people comment on this and say I'm out of my mind and they completely disagree because I would love to have that conversation. I really would. But I would like to know how you guys feel about this. So please leave a comment. Let me know. I think next season is going to be unbelievable. I mean, there's just so much talent. 15 roster spots. I mean, I've been saying this for a while, but in another 5 years, I mean, every NBA team is going to be a super team. Let's be honest. There's only 15 spots per roster. With all of this talent coming in, it's just going to push out the mediocre talent, and the top of the top will be left. I mean, there are still guys in the league that are, let's be real, mediocre. So I think it's going to be cool. Anyway, want to keep this under 15 minutes. Real quick video. If you are not subscribed, this is your first video, thank you for checking it out. We ask that you do subscribe. If you are new, go check out our 100 subscriber giveaway video. I'll link it below. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much. Just giving the time to listen to me, So until next time, guys, stay safe.